Hello, welcome back to another episode of Tarot CelebriTEA with your boy Ducky. Today we are going to be reading Zendaya and Tom Holland's cards regarding their current energy and some advice for them. So just seeing what shows up on the cards. So remember to take these videos with a grain of salt or 87, whatever you'd like. Remember that these videos are for entertainment purposes, and that is because not saying that they're inaccurate or not, or they are, but it's mainly just because we don't have Zendaya or Tom Holland here to confirm nor deny that what I'm seeing in the cards is factual and resonates with them or not. So yeah, just remember to take these videos with a grain of salt and remember they're for entertainment purposes only. Also, if maybe my energy seems a little bit lower today, I apologize. I am kind of sleep deprived and I have a little bit of a headache today. But, we got to hustle. We got to make things work and I want this channel to grow, and the only way to do that is to keep on hustling and keep on making videos that people are requesting. So if you have any requests on any suggestions of videos I should do in the future, please leave a comment below. Also, feel free to leave a comment or some constructive criticism. I would love to hear what you think, what your thoughts on maybe what I can do great, or if I'm, doing things well, feel free to give me some compliments. We love a little roses being thrown our way. So anyway, without further ado, let's get started on Zendaya and Tom Holland's reading. Um, so let's do Zendaya first. What is Zendaya's current energy and thoughts in regards to Tom Holland? We got the lovers in reverse. Ooh, hmm, interesting. What is this lovers in reverse? The three of swords in reverse. Hmm. And the knight of swords. Okay, interesting. So let's get some cards for Tom Holland. What does he think in regards to Zendaya? Ooh, this card wanted to come out. The Ten of Cups in reverse. Mm-mm. The Magician. And the Three of Pentacles. So I'm getting like a mixture of stuff here. In regards to Zendaya's thoughts and her current energy in regards to Tom Holland with the lovers here in reverse. The lovers is ruled by Gemini. Um, and it's a dual sign, and the lovers is normally talking about, making a decision, being knowing what it is that you want, um, chasing your going with your heart, following your intuition, stuff like that. But in reverse, it could talk about some kind of inconsistent action and maybe some indecision. So I feel like Zendaya thinks that maybe with this card showing up that there's some kind of indecision that's going on in Tom Holland's life. And I with this three of swords showing up in reverse, I think that Zendaya feels that Tom Holland is still recovering. He's still healing from some previous trauma, some previous hurts and pains and anxieties, and maybe this trauma that he's still healing from is causing some indecision in their relationship or in their connection together. There's just some indecision going on here, and also with this Knight of Swords showing up here, I feel like Zendaya maybe thinks that like Tom Holland goes in and out of things very quickly. Like he just rushes through things very fast. So it could be like maybe he rushes through problems quickly without really thinking about them too much or wanting to dwell on them too much, or maybe he like goes around from people to people a lot. There's some kind of fast action here. There's some kind of fast movement here that's going on, and it's causing Zendaya maybe to feel like Tom is indecisive about things. I don't know what it is. I'm not really too sure what it could be. Um, it could also just be that maybe Zendaya just feels that Tom is a quick moving person. Like he's just very much a quick, fast paced person. It might not be anything too deep, but with these two cards showing up here, and all of these are air signs, so it's all about thoughts and communication. So I just feel like maybe Zendaya feels that Tom isn't really communicating very well, or or she feels that his thoughts are all over the place. They're very erratic. With this Three of Swords showing up here regarding healing process, the lovers in reverse showing up as some indecision, not really sure what to do, and with the Knight of Swords being fast moving energy. So I just feel like Zendaya thinks that like Tom is just has all this quick moving energy, and maybe it could be anxieties, it could just be that his thoughts are just always very in constant motion, um, and it causes indecision. So now let's start with Tom's cards, what he thinks or what he feels in regards to Zendaya. With the Ten of Cups here showing up in reverse, normally the Ten of Cups talks about complete emotional fulfillment, harmony, um, emotional abundance. But in reverse, there's some kind of dissatisfaction that he feels Zendaya is feeling. Maybe it could be that he feels that Zendaya isn't emotionally satisfied with him. But there's some kind of emotional dissatisfaction going on here in his thoughts regarding Zendaya. Um, so with the Magician here and the Three of Pentacles showing up, how he feels in regards to Zendaya, I think he feels that she's just very fruitful, very powerful. Like she's a powerful person. She's very aware, self-aware, and she knows that her thoughts um are are a great starting point for her to manifest whatever she wants to be able to go and accomplish whatever it is that she needs to do. And she also works well with others. She's a hard worker. She works well with others. She knows herself well. But there's just some kind of emotional inadequacy going on here where maybe, I don't know, I don't want to say anything like that that'll cause like a stir or anything. So just remember that I'm just kind of interpreting what I'm seeing in the cards. Um, but it could just, I don't know if it's that maybe Zendaya isn't emotionally fulfilled with Tom, or maybe there's something else that's going on. Um, it could be that maybe their relationship is fine. Maybe she's just not satisfied emotionally because of all this like mental instability going on, like, or there's just like anxieties going on with Tom. And maybe that's what's causing her some sadness or some grief. Um, but yeah, let's get some advice for them, because it just seems like they're in a complex situation currently. And yo, like Zendaya is a queen. Like she knows her worth. She knows what she's capable of, and she knows that like what she thinks of herself and what she can accomplish, she will be able to do that. And Tom sees that in her as well. So I think it's mainly just on Tom's end that there's it's causing some kind of a stir in their relationship. Um, so let's get some advice for Zendaya. Let's get some advice. We got the Nine of Swords in reverse. The Five of Cups in reverse. The King of Cups in reverse. Ay, Dios mío. My goodness, all these reversals. All right, let's get some advice for Tom Holland. Two of Pentacles in reverse. Again, with this duality, Ace of Cups in reverse. Oh, two cards wanted to come out. The Knight of Swords. Interesting, the Knight of Swords came out again. And the Two of Wands. We got this beautiful nurturing card for Zendaya. Wow, and another card that's like very much about like nurturing and healing. Okay, so yeah, this is beautiful what I'm seeing in regards to some advice for them. Um, so let's start with Zendaya's cards in regards to some advice. So with the Nine of Swords, normally the Nine of Swords is all about, mental anguish, anxiety that's keeping you up late at night. So what's going on with Zendaya with her advice is to really treat and care for herself, nurture not only herself but others, and not hold too tightly towards her relationship with others. And in this case, because it's regarding her and Tom Holland, I feel like she needs to learn how to kind of like gently nurture and care for Tom Holland, but not necessarily like hold on to him too tightly, and in hopes of like maybe the more she cares for him, the more she nurtures for him and like is there for him, the more he'll heal. Um he needs to do the healing work on his own, and she just needs to kind of be there and like gently like be there nurturing him, but not like holding on to him as tightly. And I think that's what's causing the mental anguish, is that like she's just worried for him, and there's some kind of like manipulative energy. Maybe like it could be that she needs to be aware that there's some kind of manipulative tendencies that maybe Tom is having, because the King of Cups is normally the most emotionally in tuned king, and uses his emotions as a strength and as an asset. But in reverse, it could be that the king is emotional, but they don't know how to control their emotions, and then it starts manifesting into like wanting to control other people because they don't know how to control their own emotions, if that's making sense. And maybe it's causing some mental anguish. And with the Five of Cups showing here in reverse, normally the Five of Cups talks about sadness and sorrow and crying over spilt milk. Um, but in reverse, it could talk about that although there's still some sadness going on, and two of the Five Cups are like knocked over. Three of them are going to be right side up when this is reverse, and therefore there's going to be more good things than bad things going on in her situation. So she just needs to focus more on the good things, whether that's like, focus on the positives of what is arising out of this relationship, or what has arisen in this relationship. But I don't know, like, it just seems that like they're really in a tough spot, and she just needs to focus on the positives and whether they like make it together as a couple or not. Um, she just needs to focus on the positives and not dwell too much on it, because it seems like she's trying to take on his problems as her own, because she's caring so much for him and she's trying to heal him, but he needs to do the healing work on his by himself as well, like on his own. So now let's get some cards, or let's get some introspection on Tom Holland's cards representing his advice. So you got the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Normally the Two of Pentacles is all about juggling, doing a lot of things at once, but in reverse it could be like doing a little bit too much, whether that's like too much spending too much money, or like spending too much time with other people, spreading yourself thin. There's a lot of juggling that Tom Holland is doing, and he needs to watch out for that, because like he's giving his love to so many places, he's spreading himself thin, and that's what's causing some of that mental anguish that he is having that showed up in the cards in the beginning of the video. There's some mental anguish going on, and he's starting to feel emotionally depleted. And I think it's just because either he's like trying to do too much with like projects, maybe trying to do too much with people, trying to like give himself too much of other people. And because we got the Knight of Swords here being all about moving, fast moving again. Like this came out in Zendaya's cards in regards to what she thought about Tom Holland currently, and now this is showing up as his advice. I just think he needs to like chill down, chill out, calm down, not needing to always be on the go, 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 feeling like and having his thoughts racing all the time. And he needs to look for, he needs to kind of like, yeah, look at what kind of a partner he is towards others, and also being kinder to himself. You know, because in order to be a great partner for others, you have to also like be in alignment with yourself, and you have to connect with yourself, and you have to be your own best friend. And I think that's what's going on here. Like he's just given of himself way too much. He's giving of himself way too much towards other people instead of himself, and it's like depleting his emotional energy, and then it's manifesting into this like King of Cups reverse energy that's kind of manipulative, because he's emotionally depleted, or he's just feeling a lot of different emotions, and he's very much scatterbrained, and he needs to kind of like come back, hone his own energy, and be his own best friend, rather than trying to constantly like heal other people. He needs to come back and heal himself first and work on healing himself. That way he can be there again for other people, and be able to, you know, love them and be able to do a lot of things at once while still, you know, being in this loving energy. So that's kind of all that I'm seeing. This was actually one of the not so, like, if people would ask me, do I see them lasting? My initial things would be like, it's very challenging, because like Zendaya is trying to do the healing work for him, but he needs to do it himself, because she keeps trying to like nurture him and heal him, and it's in turn like causing her some mental anxiety and anguish, and she just needs to focus on the positives in regards to like their relationship and how they've been doing. But yeah, I don't know, like my initial thoughts on like if someone were to be like, based on the cards that you're seeing, do you see them making it? I would say no, because Tom Holland has a lot of healing to do. And it's like he's wanting to distract himself by like doing the healing work for himself by trying to do all these other things for other people, and distracting himself. That way he doesn't have to deal with his own internal thoughts and kind of befriending his own thoughts. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. That's what he needs to do. He needs to come back together, come back in touch with his mind and his body and his soul, and not be trying to do too much for others, because he needs to do some healing work for himself. But you know, again, remember, this is for entertainment purposes. It's not really my place to be like, oh, this is for sure like not gonna work, or this for sure will work out. You know, that's not my place. I don't want this channel to be kind of like that, like a very gossipy type of channel. Um, but yeah, like it's gonna be very tough for them. They're in a very tough situation right now. They just really need to heal. Like she needs to do the healing work from a distance for him, and not try and do too much of the healing work that he needs to do himself. And he needs to kind of step back from wanting to do too much for other people and heal other people rather than healing himself. And he needs to just like chill out and do a lot of introspection, figure out what he wants, or like what he wants in a partner, and also being a great ally and partner for himself. So that's what I'm seeing. Feel free to give me a thumbs up if you like this video. My headache kind of is going away. I don't know. Maybe I should just do videos when I got headaches, because my headache seems to be going away now, which is good. Thank you. So Feel free to give me a thumbs down if you didn't like this video. I'm a strong ducky. I can handle, you know, dislikes and negative critiques. But if there's something that you would like for me to know, like some constructive criticism, feel free to drop it down below. Feel free to give me some suggestions on some celebrities who you'd like for me to read for. And that's it. Thanks so much for being here. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.